But before we go get AIDS, I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to tell you a story of why we're getting AIDS. But I need your help. If you're wearing pink or blue, I want you to laugh right now. Okay. Now, when I put my hand up, stop. When I'm, right? Now, maybe I should do that the other way. Let me show you why. Now this takes a lot of talent to hold a puppet at a mic. I have some jokes. And sometimes my jokes aren't very funny. And I don't want to be sad. So when I raise my hand like that, you laugh, okay? Are you ready? Can you laugh? Let's try it. Laugh. A lot of my jokes are about rabbits. And I got to tell you something. Sometimes rabbits are called hares. Just remember that. Another name for a rabbit is a hare. Okay? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, we got a problem. The rabbit didn't know there was going to be so many people here, and he's kind of scared. I don't blame you, Rabbit. If I would have jokes this dumb, I would be scared too. All right, are you ready? Now, you don't want to hurt his heart. You want to laugh. How do you catch a rabbit? Say, how? You make a noise like a carrot. I hope they get better than that, Bunny. How do bunnies travel? By airplanes! I could get used to this, couldn't I? This is the funniest one. Maybe I should have left it for last. What do you call a bunny with fleas? Bugs Bunny! All right, this is a knock-knock. Y'all know how to do those? Knock-knock. Dewey. Do we have to listen to any more Bad Bunny jokes? Now, I'm going to tell you something that's real. And it's real important to listen. Can you all pretend that this is a little boy from a long time ago, and his name is Micah? And Micah lived near a garden, and his daddy was a gardener. And Micah would take his rake every day and go help his daddy rake and garden and take care of things. And sometimes Micah would find some flowers. And he would take these flowers home to his mommy, because he really loved his mommy. And he'd give her flowers, and mommy would say, "You're going to be the best gardener ever." Well, one day, Micah did something he shouldn't have done. He tiptoed out of the house, and he went to a tree. And he looked through the tree to see what he could see. And he saw a bird's nest with eggs in. He had never been this close to a bird's nest with eggs in before, and he thought, wow, I wonder what's going to happen. And every day, he climbed up that tree and watched those eggs. And you know what they did? Nothing. They just sat in that nest. But one day, while Micah was watching his eggs, he looked down, and where he lived, there was a whole bunch of people. And there were soldiers with gold helmets and shields and swords. And they were all yelling and screaming and being mean and nasty. And Micah didn't like people that did that. And he was scared and he went and hid. And pretty soon, he ran home to Mommy. And he said, Mommy, what's going on? And Mommy said, Micah, I have some really sad news. Some really bad people killed your friend Jesus. And Micah was really sad. Really, really sad. And Micah remembered Jesus. He remembered how he used to sit on Jesus' lap, because Jesus loved little kids more than anything in the whole world. And Jesus would let the little kids come up front and all the adults were in the back. And Michael was really sad because he thought, I'll never see my friend Jesus again. The next day was a day. It was called the Sabbath day. And Micah and his family sat around and ate bread and sang songs, but today they weren't eating bread and singing songs. They were sad because their friend Jesus wasn't with them. Well, early the next morning, when Micah got up, he put his shirt on and he tiptoed out of the house. Mom and Dad didn't know. It's not a good thing to do, but that's what he did. He tiptoed out of the house. And he climbed up in his trees because he was scared. The bird, what would happen to the bird's nest? He hadn't seen it for a couple days. Suppose the birdies did too. And while Michael was up there looking at his bird eggs, he saw some women with baskets. And they were coming to a great big cave or a tomb. And they were going in there because that's where they put Jesus. But all of a sudden, while Michael was looking down, this great big light shone. And right before his eyes, there was this angel. This big, big angel. He said, you don't have to be sad anymore. Jesus is not in that tomb. He's alive. Well, Michael was so happy. He didn't know what to do. And all of a sudden, as he watched the eggs, they began to crack open. And he watched them crack, and before he knew it, there were birds coming out, and he was so happy. He ran and he ran and he ran home. He couldn't wait to tell his mom and dad that Jesus was alive. Jesus wasn't in that tomb anymore. He was alive. And that's why we have Easter eggs, to celebrate Jesus' life, because Jesus is alive.
Well done, sweetheart.